Hello and welcome all. We are coming live to you from the Kelele studio. I am your host, Comfort Nganga, and this is Sexplained. This is the show where we get it rolled out. We have no caps, we have no filters, just giving you the truth like you want to hear it. As you can see, I have guests with me and I have a panel with me. So I will give my co host a chance to introduce our guests.
Well, they say that roses are red and violets are blue. Well, the red color is mostly associated with love, passion, and sometimes pain. Today, we are talking about a different red. Today, here on Sexplained, we are talking about the menstruation rights. How does it affect us as men, and how does it relate to women who experience it? My name is Ray Omondi, your host today at Sexplain, and joining me in studio is our guests, Madam Helen and Mr. Moses. Allow them to introduce themselves to you. Helen, we'll start with you. Please introduce yourself to our guests.
Thank you so much. My name is Helen TC. I am a health researcher and currently a first aider at Bunge FC, Bunge Football Club. Thank you so much for having me.
Actually, I'm a fan of Bunge FC, the Jacaranda Bunge.
The Parliament Bunge.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Moses.
Thank you so much. I'm called Moses Tito Mondi. I'm a community development worker. I run a program in Kibra called Kibera Community Emergency Response Team.
Okay, this is amazing. As you can see, we are fully engaged. We are prepared to give you the best. So to start us off, I have a quick fire, and it's not to shame you or to embarrass you. I hope you're okay with that. Just to help us learn. I have a quick fire. Allow me to get this. Just give the first answer that comes to mind. Is that fine? You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so we start. So on average, how long does a menstrual cycle last?
3 days.
Great.
There are those who say those who go more than 3 days, up to even 5 days. Yeah.
Okay. So give me a true or false. You cannot get pregnant while you're on your period.
False.
True.
Okay, this is getting interesting. And what is the average age when most girls experience their first period?
I think nowadays it's even from 9 years. We've seen kids from 9 years getting their menstruation.
So we agree it's 9.
Yeah.
How about you, Ray? What do you think?
Hey, for me, I think it's 12 years.
12.
Yeah, the youngest age a girl can start experiencing menstrual health. Yeah, according to me, I'm speaking as a man. According to me, I think it's 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'll have to leave you alone on this. I'm going to 9. I'll go to 9. I'd want the gents to answer this. Which organ in the body sheds its lining during menstruation?
That's uterus.
Uterus. Do you agree, Ray?
Yeah, it's the uterus.
Are you just siding with him or it's something?
It's the uterine wall. Yeah. Actually, I think from I can represent men. Wanaume mimi naweza represent kidogo this basic knowledge of how the menstrual health happens. So this process known as ovulation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So during ovulation, an egg is released, and when this egg is released, it goes straight to the uterus. Is it the uterus? Actually, don't judge me. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to explain to you, my fellow men. Staki kuangusha, staki mkaini kama tuko blank kabisa. So when this egg is released during ovulation, it heads straight to the uterus, and when it heads straight to the uterus, you know, for fertilization to take place, we'll need to have a sperm that will fertilize the egg. But when this sperm is nowhere to be found on the uterus, this egg attaches itself onto the uterine wall. And when it attaches itself on the uterine wall, the body, actually, the body has its mechanization to fight, how do we call these things? To fight the wageni, let me use wageni. Foreign parts. So the body responds to this egg as a foreign material. So it develops a mechanism to protect itself from this foreign material. That is when the cells from the body that are around the uterine wall, they start to break down the tissues into smaller fragments, so that they can flush the egg out this egg out as a foreign material. So, and that's when we'll find that during the menstruation period, the blood tends to come out. But we have to know that it's not only blood, but also it includes the broken down tissues and the egg itself. I think I've tried my best as a man.
Clearly, you went to your biology classes.
Thank you. So I hope nimetetea answer yangu. Sijasema uterus juu our guest here Moses has said. Yeah, thank you.
You have the knowledge. Clearly, you have the knowledge. Now, to start us off on the right note, I'd want us to share maybe one myth that comes to mind when you hear menstruation, or a myth that you've carried maybe from your childhood to date, and also what comes to mind when you hear periods. We can start, ladies first. We can start with TC.
I think it's been known that periods is that. When you're menstruating, they clearly, by then, they were saying that you're dirty. That's what I got used to it until now. I got the knowledge of what menstruation is. So the myth is that it is dirty. Yeah.
Okay. So even when you hear the word period, what comes to mind is that?
Yes.
Uchafu.
By then.
Okay.
Yes,
What about now? Have you carried that to your adulthood?
No, I have not, because I got the knowledge and I understood it well. So I haven't carried along with it. Yeah.
Hopefully you'll share that knowledge with us.
Sure.
What about you, Moses?
Wow, Ellen has run with mine, because that has been the dominant, myth when it comes to menstrual health. But again, for men, hiyo uchungu itaisha tu. Which is an uchungu that you don't understand. So unasema hiyo uchungu itaisha tu. Okay, like you see it in a way that it's light. So sometimes I hear and see men make that statement. Ndio itaisha, but there's a process to all that.
That's true. And I know there's that assumption of when ni mwanamke kama wengine, why are you crying too much?
Yes.
So they can be painful. You agree that?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Ray? What's one myth that you...
Actually, for me, I'll go with this. There's this one myth that has caused most of my friends a lot. The one that says that a woman can't get pregnant when she's on her periods. Actually, one of my friend alijikaranga mafuta yake venye wanasemanga. Alisikia hii myth that women can get pregnant when they are on their periods, which at that time, by the way, hata mimi nilikuwa ndania ni ukweli, because kulingana na explanation venye nime-explain, from my explanation we learn that you can learn that the egg inakuwa flushed out of the body. So this assumption leads to the myth that a woman can't get pregnant when she's on her periods, which is not true. And sometimes there are those people who tend to misuse this myth and engage in sex when their girlfriends, or let me say girlfriends, it will be inappropriate for me to say wives. So let me just say girlfriends. So most boyfriends tend to engage into sexual activities with their girlfriend during this time, and that is when unasikianga makosa imefanyika, ati makosa ishafanyika, amepata mimba. But again, mtoto atasikia aje akisikia ati he or she was conceived when her mom was on her periods. You see, that is when stigma comes in. So back to you, Comfort. That's my answer.
Maybe if I can add, why you can get pregnant on your period is because the sperms on average can stay up to 5 days in a woman.
5 days.
And remember, sperms hover around.
Yes.
And out of the many, it only needs
Just one.
just like a single.
Kamoja kakemboi.
Kamoja tu. Na kumbuka hiyo time bado zinafanya nini? Zina hover tu, bado zinapiga masama huko zikihover around. Yeah, then that's why I say that you can be on your menses, but can still get pregnant. Yeah. So that can be a contributing factor.
I had asked this question earlier, and TC said that you cannot. She seems to be the researcher among us. So maybe TC, what is your take?
I believe you can't get pregnant when you're menstruating, because now the eggs are being released. They're not in the fallopian tube. They're being released. Sperms take an average of 5 days to, and then after that it dies off. You get? So I believe when on this time, in our calendars, we know when to engage when you want to get pregnant, because on this time, when you're on this period time, the eggs are being released. They're being released and they're weak, yeah. So at that time, I don't believe that you can get pregnant.
Not even one in
No, I don't.
10.
Let me clarify something hapo kwa week. As a man, wanaume najua mnanisikia. As a man, and most men when umejipata kwa shida, especially most of the young men, let me call them men, but some of them are boys. Most of these young men, all boys, when you umejikuta to become, who have become dads, young dads, ni wale wanasemanga, usikimi nilikuwa nimekaa kwa nyumba hiyo siku ana form, lakini jana hustle ilikuwa imejipa, so nilikuwa tu nimeboeka, nikaita huyo dem anifanyie usafi kidogo, nikampikia indomie kiasi, but saa ile yenye nimekaa kwa bed, nimetulia, naona akisafisha alikuwa anakamini, na mimi unajua mimi ni mwanaume, makosa ufanyika. So juu nilikuwa job jana, nimechoka, hatukukawia sana kwa bed, ilikuwa tu moja week ya unyonge, and you'll find that even ndiye anakuwa tu kupata kukua dad. So ukisema kitu kama hii ya week, especially in something like where the egg is involved, can you clarify how weak this egg is? Because I'm trying to figure out, hata huyo boy chenda kukuelezea venye hiyo shot yenye alipiga ilikuwa weak, unakuanga convinced. So kenye ni tu sasa mali unashindwa kumtetea. Sasa umesema shot ilikuwa weak, mtoto ametoka kona kichwa kubwa kama we baba yake. So can you please enlighten me, because I'm a man, enlighten me, how weak is this egg? You mean it is weak that haiwezi?
I believe haiwezi.
Like,
because now you see, when we diverted kidogo from pregnancy, but now you see when a man releases, goes straight to the fallopian tube. But now this is the uterus where the eggs are now there, they're being released. Okay. So I always believe, like, when you're on this is what and this is when I want to, I know, like, I can do it and I won't get pregnant on this and this time. Yes.
But is it advisable to have sex during menses?
No, it's not advisable.
Mm.
It's not. Ideally, it's not advisable. People are different, but personally, I wouldn't want to engage. You see, the discomfort, maybe there are those who go through cramps. I wouldn't enjoy it when I'm on my periods, yes.
Okay, Comfort, this is my question to you. So, there are these ladies who usually experience irregular periods. So, and our guest here has said that engaging in sex during period it causes yani kona discomfort fulani. So what about how wenye wanakuanga na irregular periods? Then I engage in sex. Yani wanajuanga aje that because inakujanga kama surprise, ndio maana inaitwa irregular. Ajui the exact dates, ndio. So let me put in this scenario. Ameamua leo amekuwa na date na BF wake and wameamua at least leo mechi itembee, but little did she know that her periods zilikuwa zinataka kuanza. Situation kai.
In most cases, and I've worked with girls also in the community, the ones that have irregular periods tend to, if they engage in unprotected sex, they tend to get pregnant first because they don't know their exact dates. It just comes as a surprise. So you wouldn't want to engage unprotected, and you know that if I have irregular, I have regular, and that's why I can support my answer by saying I wouldn't get pregnant on certain time. Yeah. So for the irregular, I don't know, but there are those who people are different.
Maybe to put it in context, and for someone watching us to understand, when you talk of regular periods and irregular periods, what is the time frame? How do you know if you have regular periods, and how do you know if you're having irregular periods?
Regular periods are when you see a calendar has 30 days maximum.
Yes.
And there are those who they know that when it reaches 27th, 28th, 29th, that's when my period comes. That's regular. And utapata at that time they don't engage in sex sana because they might get pregnant. You get? So there are those irregular, they come imekuja 27th, 28th, 29th. It will even skip a week or two. Then they're not certain of the date. But regular you are certain, like 27th I will be attending. Irregular just comes.
It comes.
Yeah.
I've heard of people. Okay, let me give you a minute to talk, then I'll ask my question.
And I just wanted to also, Helen is raising a very important issue on the dates. Okay, 27, 28, 29th. That's when it's 3 days. So at what point is a woman, supposed not to have sex? Is it 3 days before or 3 days after those 3 days, in order for the person not to get pregnant? To conceive.
I think it's 3 days. Okay. Biologically and health-wise, we always advise, okay, for those that want to get pregnant, we always tell them, like, if your periods are 27th, 26th, 27th, let's say 28th, then 29th it clears up. We don't always count the 29th because it clears up. You can skip a number of days and then you're not safe. You get?
Or like if you skip
Like
more
3
days.
like 3 to 4 5 days. Like I said, people are different. Personally, if I'd want to get pregnant, I know of a certain day that I can get pregnant because my periods are regular. Because let's say it's 27th, 28th, 29th. On 3rd, 4th, 5th, that week, I wouldn't be safe. Yeah, so I have studied my periods. I have studied the time frame, and I know myself. And that's why I can speak. Whatever I'm speaking here, it's on me. Yes.
So in short, you're trying to say that women can actually know the time they can get pregnant.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm kind of a bit confused on how there's these women who they usually claim that me hata yani unasikia niko na ball na sijui hata kani sikuwa najua kani nilipata ball yet as we all know that ndio mtu apate ball the process here ni sex si ndio meaning she aliengage kwa sex. So nini na happening hapa? Inakuanga setup kwa wanaume ama inakuanga aliamua tu huyu boy child lazima tu ni setup ama she did have a clue ama alisahau kuangalia calendar cause
no. Okay. Kuna wale wenye like I said you need to study yourself, you need to study your body. So kuna wale wenye they don't know these things, they don't know like after certain time I can get pregnant. And that's why nilikuwa nasema you need to study yourself. Like me, I know if I want to I will get pregnant, if I don't want I won't, you get, because I know myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so between ladies who experience regular periods and those who experience irregular periods, wagani ndo wao tend kufall kwa hii situation ya kutoelewa hiyo, to study themselves in terms of getting pregnant?
What I do? There are those who, yani, like I've said, I can have regular periods, but I don't know. don't have the knowledge behind it. You get? I don't have that knowledge kujua. After these and these days, I'm not supposed to have. There are those who don't have that knowledge. There are those with irregular periods, but they have the knowledge. So they tend to protect themselves more. You get? Yeah. So both, you can get, whether you're regular or irregular, you can get. Just study your body well.
So, hao wenye watoto wanapatikana hizo masiku, hiyo ndio inaitwa unwanted pregnancy. Sababu sijaelewa. Unplanned. Unwanted ama unplanned. Kwa sababu nasikianga mtu anasema unwanted pregnancy.
Unwanted, you just wanted to enjoy yourself, not get pregnant. That is unplanned, is like it just came, but you are not planning for it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's something important I'm picking. Tumekimbiza hii syllabus. We've already gotten tumefika kwa pregnancy. Let me take you back kidogo. There's something I'm picking from you, that during that time when you're experiencing your periods, your menstruation, this is something individual. And I'm thinking, just like that primary school kid, the 9-year-old we've talked about, how do they then know that my menses are about to start? Because that calls for awareness, for you to know if I do this, or if I engage at this point, I might get pregnant. But what about this young girl who's starting her periods? What are the signs to look out for? Like to know, like when you're nasikia sahi, I might be in my period, so maybe keep a pad ready.
Our bodies communicate. Even when you want to have a headache, it will show you signs. You'll get tired. Our bodies communicate to ourselves. And when you want to get pregnant, when you want to get your periods, there are certain things that come with it. The frequency in urinating, number one. Then there are those discharge that women tend to kutoa. Let me use the word toa. Release. They can tell you, by the way, this discharge inakuja hivi, unajua tu hapa kuna venye iko almost.
Before you continue, you've said that there's a discharge, yes, which is not blood.
Yeah.
I remember we were having this conversation with one of my friends, and he referred to this, actually he was a man by the way, he referred to this fluid, this discharge, as semen. What is the discharge?
They're in different colors. By the way, let me tell you, the we've skipped kidogo, but let me just get back to you.
No problem.
The discharges are different. There's light, there's mild white, there's cream white, there's yellowish, and they all represent different type of things that are going on in your body. Yes. For the cream white, for the light white, I think it's ovulation.
Inafaa ikuwe clear. Unasikia hizo Terminologies.
Not lakini wacha tujikaze tutafika tu. Safari bado.
Please don't be left out. Let us know
Okay,
behind.
but before we go to the colors, this discharge, nimeshaambia there's this my friend ali confuse akaita semen. Aina jina yake specifically.
Discharge too. I don't know.
It's
I don't know the
discharge.
name, but it's the discharge.
Okay.
We've used discharge most of the time.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you were saying ulikuwa natupeleka
Oh, the
through this.
discharges, nilikuwa I was answering you.
Okay.
The discharges are different and they represent different seasons in our bodies.
Mhm.
You can tell when it's like water. You see, it's clear. The clear
Mhm.
tells you ovulation. Cream white, you're almost it's healthy. There's one that comes with yellowish. You know that you have the UTIs and nini. You can, and then it's mainly and that's why I always tell people study your body well. Yeah.
But guys, as you can hear, this is a whole biology class, or is it a health class? What can we call this? Is it
This is a menstrual health class.
menstrual health? Because now you see, when you're even talking about discharge, it shifts from just menstruation to understanding what discharge is coming from your body. I think with this knowledge, you can even know when to go to a doctor, when to take. Are there herbs that people take to maybe clear off their urinary tract? And I don't know where the boy child sits at this. Is this knowledge that you can freely access? Let's just hear from you, Moses. Is this knowledge that, whether you know it right now, or maybe you're hearing of it right now, or maybe you knew it before you came here, but is it knowledge that you accessed freely, or is it knowledge you had to really dig deep to get?
Okay, some of this knowledge, as alluded by Helen, you can't just get them. Okay, and boys or men, we assume them. Okay, so for example, look at the discharge, and the different texture that it comes with. You see, if you've not been informed, you'll be scared. You can
That's
like,
true.
what's going on? Yes. So, but if you have this kind of information, you can also maybe help your woman. Okay, that she said that if a woman produces a yellowish kind of discharge, that's an indicator of some infection. And maybe sometimes some of these teenage girls, they are not aware that that's an infection. So I think some of this knowledge you can't just get them, and that's where we miss the point as men, or even as women, when we address the issues around menstrual health.
You mentioned you have an organization
Yes.
at Kibra. Now, do you train men on such stuff?
Thank you so much. I think we've dominated issuance of sanitary towels without coming out to offer, that typical knowledge, typical knowledge that can even enable some of our, young girls to learn further. Yeah, and I think that's a gap we need to ensure we fill, so that this information can cut across both men, boys and girls, men and women, can be able to have it. Because I think we focus on the end goal, which is the pads, okay, or the what we are calling the red rights. So we miss the whole process, and that's where we need to go back and get on. Even at what point does my girl, start seeing a menstrual, and how do I address that? Okay, those are things that are not talked about. So they come even as a shocker, even to the girls themselves.
Okay, for those joining us right now, this is the S3XPLAINED, and today it is our red episode. Today's episode is referred to as the S3XPLAINED red episode, because today we are getting to know more about menstrual health rights and much more about the periods. Now, according to you, Moses,
Yes.
you have talked about how your organizations help men to understand more about the menstruation and how they can help their women, their sisters, their mothers, and their daughters too. So today we dive in straight to our topic today. The question of the day today is, how much do men really understand about menstruation? And also, how much are women tired of explaining to men? Nitashinda nikikwambia kitu lini nanyesha, si ati nimekukasirikia bla 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 bla. Wewe unadhania ati mimi napigania tu nini and all those stuff. You have to know that they are triggered by something known as menstruation. Though there are some ladies, weka huko hapo nje, kenye unafanya ni mbaya, unatumia menstrual health as an excuse to kutesa boyfriend wako. Yes, unanyesha ni ukweli. But sasa unataka kumtumia, unajua, is it true, Helen, that there are some ladies who experience mood swings during their menstruation cycles, and there are those who don't experience mood swings, or party mood swings?
Mood swings ziko.
Kwa kila day time wananyesha ama kuna nyao party?
Like I said earlier, bodies are different, but there are those things that accompany the periods, like mood swings, getting tired. You see, there's so many things. Others even, cravings.
Chocolate.
Yes, that's when we need chocolates, you know. That's when you need your man to understand, like, I need A, B, C, and D. But mood swings nazo ziko. Hata mimi zangu zinakuanga.
But there are some, kuna zile ziko so dramatic. Yani, there's this case, beshte yangu alinikujia kwangu, alikuwa amesweat mpaka namuuliza, bro, umetoka maandamano ama shida ni gani? Only to realize that kumbe ati the whole time jamaa ameshinda akipigania kifuniko ya toothpaste. Just because her girlfriend was on her periods and the guy wanted to brush his teeth, but the girlfriend amesema, mimi sikupatii kifuniko ya toothpaste, mimi harufu inanifurahisha. And then ikakuwa heated conversation because boy anasema, my girl is becoming dramatic. Nini unajifanya hivi? Tuko wawili, unataka kuleta drama na tuko wawili peke yetu. What's happening? Yeah? So boy amenikujia, amesweat, ako na hasira mingi. So, and this is why we want to help our men out there waelewe that sometimes si ati manzi yako anajifanya, sometimes si ati anataka kukutorment, ni pia yeye ni nature imemfanya kakuwa hivyo. So I want to pose these questions to our beautiful ladies here in studio, Comfort and Helen. I want to ask you this question. What is this? Ni nini kwa periods yenye mko so tired kuexplainia wanaume? Yani to your men, it may be your dad, it may be your husband, it may be your boyfriend, bro. Yani umeexplain hii kitu last time, umemexplainia leo this time, but unaona ni kama hashiki. So tunaanza na Comfort.
Okay. Before I answer that, I'll request our editors to play a short video. Just before I answer that, then after they're done, I'll come back to it and answer.
Sure.
Because it's a lot. There's a lot that we don't understand.
Sure,
so maybe
true.
they let us know when the video is ready.
Okay.
Out. The guy called me aside and asked me, can you please tell me a minute? Towel, because you're always used to all my content being car related. Anyway, let me tell you the backstory. Recently, I was heading out for a pre-purchase inspection when I stopped by a chemist simply because I needed to buy an elastoplast. I had hurt my finger. When I was going to enter the chemist, I met this gentleman. He said hi to me and I said hi back to him. Got into the chemist, bought the elastoplast. As I was stepping out, the guy called me aside and asked me, can you please tell me a minute? I was like, that's okay. So I went to him, He drew out his wallet, gave me a 1,000 note, told me, kindly go and buy me a packet of sanitary towels and keep the change. So I was like, what's the harm? Got to the chemist, bought the sanitary pads, and brought him back the packet and the change. I was about to step back, I realized he looked unsettled. You know, it's like he wants to talk, but he doesn't know how to go about it. So I asked him, is there anything else I can help you with? And yes, he told me that his teenage daughter had just started her periods for the first time. And incidentally, he was clueless about it. He didn't know how to go about everything. And now, on the same note, the wife, or rather the mother of this child, was in maternity. So he had no one else to run for help. So I asked him, where do you live? He told me just a few blocks down. I offered to just walk with him, at least go and direct or at least show the daughter on how to go about everything. I went there, introduced myself, at least creating a very amicable environment, and just started engaging the girl. So the girl told me that she started the periods the previous night. Now, when morning came and she was all uncomfortable about it, she told the dad that she was sick. Then later on, texted the dad and told the dad, Dad, I'm on my period. And that's when the guy now stepped out to go to the chemist. And now I had to show how it's done. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've bought this panty. It's actually a brand new one. You can see it has the tag and everything. And I've got this sanitary towel over here. So how do you go about it? First of all, you unwrap this gently. Then you realize that inside here, now we've got the sanitary towel itself. It has this, I would call it an adhesive on the rear side. And now this is whereby you place it on the inside part of the panty, right? There are always two sides, by the way. If you're keen enough, there's always the longer side and the shorter side. So this shorter side, you place it on this upper part, like that. The adhesive helps it stick on the garment. Then the longer side is on the lower side, or rather on the bottom part. You adhere, sticks like that. We've got the wings. You remove this one over there. Then this wing goes on to this side, sticking on the underside. Now this other one sticks on this side, and now the pad is well fitted in. So all you have to do is that you're now well protected. You cannot soil yourself. Once you put it on, you're well sorted in. Now you might wonder, Joanne, why are you doing this? I've done this video, by the way, with the permission of the gentleman and his daughter, all right? I consulted with them and they're okay with this. You know, you wouldn't say that I'm shaming them or anything. The reason as to why I've done this video is because I know most of my consumers or my content consumers, 80% of them are men. And maybe some of them are whereby they have teenage daughters who are coming of age or actually entering into puberty. And they may find themselves in this situation whereby they don't know what to do. Understand one thing, there is no shame in you as a man going to buy sanitary towels for your daughter. When she was much younger, with a lot of pride, you went to get her diapers. Now your little angel is all blooming up. She's all growing up, getting into puberty. There is no shame in that. And to girls outside there, times have changed. You know, the narrative about menstrual periods being a shame, menstrual periods being something that cannot be talked about in the society, those days are long gone. We need to embrace these things and ensure that we share the right information. So yes, if you're a man and maybe you find yourself in that situation and you're still shy about how to go about talking to your daughter, this video you can always show it to her and she will know exactly how to go about it.
So as you can see, Ray, there's a lot of information that's not out there for our men. So, first of all, big up to that lady because she has educated a whole, a whole
Society.
village, a whole society just by that video going viral. And as you can tell, the man has no idea how much a packet of pads goes for because 1,000 shillings and you tell someone to keep change. I think the most expensive I've bought a packet of pads is 240. Is there any more expensive than that? Okay, but I think I consider myself a common mwananchi. So 240 shillings and you've given out 1,000 shillings note for just one packet and you tell that person to keep change. How much are you leaving this person with? So first of all, they have there's the basic knowledge of how much does that pad go for, what's the best quality for a lady or a girl to wear, even information like what size does a girl wear, what size does a woman wear. So the basic information is still not resonating with our men. So back to your question, what is this one thing how do I feel when I have to keep on repeating myself? Well, it feels draining.
First, what is it that you're tired of
Explaining why I have mood swings, because I don't know if
I knew it just had to be mood swings.
I don't know if TC will agree with me. Like she said, the periods are individual. Every individual experiences them differently. Again, every month comes with its own experience. So today I might be moody and I don't want to talk. Then the next month I want to be around you or keep on talking. Then the other month I just feel like crying. The other month I'm craving. So I have, for every different mood swing or different behavior, I have to explain, I'm on my menses. So it's tiring to explain that.
And still on the cravings, but hizi cravings zinakuanga tu za chocolate na yogurt peke yake, kwanza vanilla.
No,
mostly ikifikanga hiyo time status za chocolate na vanilla, yogurt ya vanilla zinatuanga mbaya sana. So can you elaborate hizi cravings? Kuna zile kwani kuna pia zile cravings wild, kama unapata dem anakuambia, it inaweza look weird, dem from the uptown area of Nairobi, I mean the rich, akilipuka tu siku moja, she's on her period, alafu anaanza kuambia boy wake, hey babe, nasikia nataka mtura, it's my craving, mimi sijui venye imekam, but babe, tafuta mtura, hata kama unachukua Uber, toka.
And what's
Kuna
wrong with that? Yeah, you can crave mtura.
It looks in a cab normal, them from the uptown. That's why nimetumia an example of the uptown. Sawa, there are those, they always say that life has no balance. The scale of life will never be equal. That's the rule of life. So obvious kuna wenye wako upper hand kwa life, the rich, and they are the upper middle class, lower class, you see. So kuna tu a class in the society kuna kitu yenye akinini hawajazoea kurelate nazo, yani hao wenyewe kwanza, according to them kuna factors like, so from the uptown people kuna wenye usema mtura ni paka imechemshwa, wengine ni nini and also maybe mwenye ako much respectful anaweza sema it's because of the dirty environment, mtura inakuwa prepared so it looks weird, but then all of a sudden this lady ameamka, hey babe, mimi nataka mtura.
Let's give Moses a chance. Let's give Moses a chance to tell us.
Moses, hebu tuambie.
One thing, and thanks, thank you so much for bringing this issue of mood swing. Sometimes they scare men. They make us disappear for some time. They fear the responsibility that comes with it. Imagine unaambiwa chocolate. Ile chocolate ilikuanga so siku hizi ni 200 and kitu. Imefika 300. It used to be 100 sometimes back. Imagine chocolate. Na hiyo ndio mood imeswing nayo.
Na mjapika sapa.
Baada mjadish. Jaleta chips kuku. But again, reality is that men sometimes we've been left behind in all this. And in the process, it has created conflict. Okay? Because Helen shared something very important. She has understood her menses and her process. But I don't know whether to ask her, does he understand the same? Okay? And who is supposed to teach him to understand the same? So that's where the gap is. Is he supposed to learn this from the fellow men? Is it supposed to learn this from the ladies who are now becoming feminist and they want their space? And our presence looks like we've taken their space. So it's a whole, it becomes a whole
conflict
and struggle. Yeah, because me as a man, I want to be an ally to my woman in that process, to my daughter. I want to be an ally to my sister when she's undergoing that process. Okay? I don't want to be seen as a look at the video. Okay? The man confused. The wife is in hospital expecting. The daughter started the menses. The courage and the guts to go and buy the sanitary towels. I'm trying to imagine if someone else will have taken advantage.
That's true.
Okay? Yeah. He needs to go and buy sanitary towels, but he can't face to go and buy that. Why? It's that. I presume, the myth that has revolved is even you being seen walking around with sanitary towels as a man, even me when I go to buy it, I don't pack it, I don't wrap it with gazettes because it's already wrapped. Why do I need to wrap it and it's already wrapped?
You don't need to hide it.
Why do I hide it?
It's a courage most
I wish you
men
could.
don't.
Why would you walk with a pad holding it?
No, why do you walk with milk holding it? Why do you walk with beer? And why do you walk with your phone on your hand? Why don't you hide it even when you have multiple pockets? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do we want to hide? Why do I want to hide the sanitary towels and I'm taking them to my daughter or to my wife? Who has a problem? I'm not bringing it to you. I'm taking it to my daughter.
That's
okay.
true.
Yeah. Those are the shame, that we've put around menstruation. Okay. We shouldn't put shame to it. We should allow women be, and as male allies, okay, we need to create safe spaces for women to be able to undergo through this natural process. Yes, because it's natural process, and there's nothing that anyone can stop or can do about it. It's a natural process. When it has come, it has come. Yeah, I don't know, Helen. I've seen
Helen
you.
looks like
Yeah,
she wants to say
like
something.
she's shocked that I'm carrying. I'm walking around.
No, I'm not shocked.
Okay.
I'm not shocked. But first of all, big up to that dad. Because one, he has created that space for the baby to be open to him and tell him, Dad, I'm experiencing A, B, C, and D. What we need to know is that men have little knowledge on menstruation. And there are those who believe it's still a taboo to get to know more about periods. After all, it's not my thing. There are those who believe in that. But there are those who are open, like Akina Moses, they can even give out pads. They're not afraid to give out those pads because they have the knowledge on their menstruation, the processes and everything. Ray, about the mood swings, it is just to satisfy our, emotions. It is just to satisfy. It's not a tinile, like you're demanding of it. Like I said earlier, people are different. Maybe anataka with the boyfriend, rafiki yako amnunuliangi hizi vitu, so that's the only time she can demand on those things. And also we need to understand our men. If I cannot go and tell my man I need a Porsche Cayenne na najua anaweza afford Beats,
It's true.
True, very true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So to Moses and Helen and Comfort, by the way, congratulations Moses, and that's a plus for you for comparing how people walk with milk and how they can also not be ashamed to walk with a pad. So you seem to be enlightened. To our ladies here, I know they understand the process and they are also enlightened. So what do you know that you'd like your fellow men to know concerning the menstrual cycle? Ndio pia hao siku yenye demu wake atakuwa on her menses, ataamua, atakuwa anasema naenda kwa duka, naenda kuchukulia, wewe niambie tu unataka gani na bei. Can you help a fellow man?
To my fellow men out there, sometimes it can be scary, because blood, and anything to do with blood and what has been said about blood, sometimes it can be that scary because you're imagining, you're carrying this sanitary towel, but you're imagining you're carrying blood. Okay, so that misconception or that can deny you the opportunity to be supportive. Another thing is that be prepared for this mood swings. Just be prepared. and you should know how to manage them. You should know how to manage them, manage the expectations very well, because they come with expectations. And one of them, we've said chocolate or any other thing that
cuddling.
Yeah, and cuddling. Yeah, imagine you want to go to work and someone has reached to you for someone want to cuddle for some time. Now time yako inaenda. Just know how to strike, this balance so that she's okay, as you are living, or as both of you are living, all of you are okay. And another thing that I think it's also very, very important, always have extra sanitary towels with you in the house, so that since Ellen has taught us about the regular and irregular menses, when the irregular comes, we are well taken care of. Yeah, so that's what I can share.
Yeah, nadhani wanaume hapo nje, you have heard from your big brother Mr. Moses here, and I think the information has helped very much. Now nataka mkuwe attentive, because now tunaenda kwa our ladies. I think them wana understand much better kenye wewe kuna kenye wanataka kukuambia, lakini most of the time maybe wananga hiyo time, na wacha leo tusikie kutoka kwao. Kindly let me start with you, Comfort.
Okay, before I say what I have in mind, I'd like to highlight some of the things Moses has said. Number one, I like the fact that he's saying that men are allies. So as much as it's a conflicting situation, I feel like you putting it as men are allies already breaks that wall. It brings it down, so that now men approach it as helpers in this situation, and not as people to be subjected to guilt and huku nifanyia hii. And there's also something else that TC brought up, and say that we view it as that. And it has come up in the video because, as the lady was explaining, this girl didn't start her menses that day. It started the previous night. So I'm just thinking to myself, this girl slept the whole night without sanitary towels. And she couldn't even say it to her dad. She texted it. So there's a very huge barrier put between what we ladies communicate. So it's not just the men's fault that they don't understand. We've also been trained not to communicate. I remember when I was growing up, there's that training you're told as a lady, once you begin your menses, they actually say you cease being a girl and you become a lady. And so there are secrets that ladies have. And one of these secrets is when you're on your menses, no one should know about it. Just your mom. And I don't know if this has happened to you, Moses. This is the time where your teenage daughter now starts drifting away from you. You are close, but then once they start their periods, they now start becoming distant. It's something maybe they've been told, or naturally they just feel like you'll never understand what I am going through.
Okay, in line with your point, Comfort, I would like you to tell our men what are these important things that they should know, that you, the lady, in the lady's perspective, knows, so that they can have a mindset like Moses is here. Yeah.
Well, okay, you've put me on the spot here. But
You
anyway,
see, let me put you on the spot. Let me bring you closer to what I'm trying to say. You see, Moses here is one man. There
True.
are other men out there who have no clue even what a pad is. Kuna zenye zimekuja zinaitwa tampons, ama zinaitwa tampons. I once saw Trisha Khalid alikuwa kwa jam, alafu akaita boychel fulani, akamuuliza unajua ni nini? Boychel akamwambia Trisha alimuuliza ni nini? Boychel sijui, I can't clearly remember the response, but ninakumbuka Trisha akimwambia hebu lamba usikie inaoje. Kulamba akamwambia ni kitu yenye wasichana wanatumianga huko chini. Then it was kai. Wanaume tulifeel vibaya, and now it is because huyu alilamba sababu ana knowledge. You see, Moses here akona knowledge. We can't assume that just because Moses is a man and he has knowledge and the confidence of going to buy a pad, that means that the guy or the boy watching us out there has the same mindset as Moses is. So ni vitu gani au boy child wanafaa waelewe ndio pia wakue free? Like hii pad akibeba hivi si sumu, hii pad akibaya mtu si sumu. Akijua dem ananyesha anakaa naye comfortably bila kitu. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Sijui kama umenielewa.
Okay, nakuelewa. I'm just saying you're putting me on the spot. Na feeling like I'm representing half of our population.
Okay.
So maybe the first thing that any man out there should understand is that it's a cycle. The menstrual cycle. It's a cycle. It's not something that happens when you're having your period. It's a cycle. There's that time when you're ovulating, and there are needs that come with that. There's that time where you're having the cramps, because menses can be painful. It's a whole cycle. So what I'd want, or what I'd advocate for, is that they understand this cycle. There's information out there. We're in the age of information. Even Google can help you, ChatGPT can help you find out this information. There are times that girls and ladies visit the gyna. If you can accompany your woman or your daughter to the gynecologist clinic, you'll get to know more information about what is happening with her body or in her body, just as her as an individual. So usiseme tu ameenda kuona daktari wa mama, enda ufanye mambo zako, you let me know what you need. You can facilitate transport, you can facilitate the medications, but you never know what this lady is going through unless you're there understanding what the doctor is saying, which also makes me want to ask TC. There are women who have experienced very extreme pain. I hear it's called endometriosis. It's very extreme and it happens during their periods. I don't know what your take is on this, because it disrupts your entire life. Like, there's this whole week that life is not normal for you. You have to take sick leave from work. You have to stop whatever you're doing because it's really, really painful. I don't know what your take is. Should the government do something, maybe improve our policies to ensure that we are fully catered for?
That's a hard question on my end. But I just want to imagine how a normal period is painful.
Mm-hmm.
What about that one girl, or the many that have the extreme pain? Because on a normal period, you have to feel the pain. There are those, yes, who don't feel the pain, but at least you see how it contracts. Yeah. So I think there needs to be education, and also maybe have a policy where if you have this kind of a condition, maybe they give you some time off, because it's you can't work when you're experiencing that pain, the extreme pain.
And I'm also imagining, if it's sick leave, you can't have sick leave every month.
Yeah.
So they have to at least have a leave. I don't know, maybe call it period leave.
You'll confuse us boys at the other end, because actually I'm at an age where I represent young men and also boys. So there's this meme that usually inazungukanga kwa social media, ati inasemanga ati dema kinyesha alafu akalie meza, hiyo meza inakuwa periodic table. So nyinyi mkisema ati period leave mnani confuse. Yeah.
Okay.
So periodic leave. Okay, back to you.
Period of time.
Okay, back to you Helen. Nilikuwa nangoja sana kusikia your thoughts, advice yako kwa men concerning nini wanafaa wajue about periods ndio wakuwe na mindset ya who ni demu wangu ama ni sistangu ama ni mamangu na nafaa nimsaidie akiwa na periods.
Men, there are those men wenye wanna believe knowing about period is a taboo. And that's what we are trying to now get away from. But you see, once you grow up with something, knowing that this is for the girls, it's very hard to, unless you want to give room to, that conversation, getting to understand, unless you give room to that. Men, we have sisters, we have wives, we have kids growing up. Give room to understand your most inner circle. That is your daughter, that is your wife. Give room for your wife to explain, like, when I'm on my periods, I experience A, B, C, and C, D, such that when that time comes, it doesn't get you on a surprise. Let us give room to understand. Let us read, men to men, read more about periods. Give room for that talk. It makes you understand even your daughter. Even when she's growing, you'll understand when akifika on certain days, my daughter needs A, B, C, and D. And to our mothers, nowadays kids go on period even from 9 years. And when your baby approaches certain age, this is what I got from my best friend. She bought my daughter a bag. It has a pad, it has a new panty, and it has a chocolate. It has wipes, and just like a small, such that she carries along, so that when that time comes, we've already taught her that, Mama, this is what you will experience when you reach certain age. That is what we do with our girls, with my daughter, with my nieces. We always tell them. They shy off because they don't want to, get
to engage.
I don't want to. But nawambia, this is a must for a lady. So for us women, we need to also give room for that talk with our most inner circle. Get to understand, like, on certain time, I need to put A, B, C, and D on my daughter's bag. We have a place in our home where anyone can get pads. From my house manager, from my daughter. We have a space in our house where pads are just there. And anytime you experience that, you just go and check. Unajua saa zingine inaweza kukupata when you're broke. But there's that kabag that you always put. So if men, to our men, this is your takeaway home. Men, tafadhali give room so that you can understand more about periods. It's even easier to even,
In as much as we are trying to advocate for men to learn more about the periods, the society and our mothers also shy away from opening up about the periods. I mean, like you, Helen, you have explained when you unafunza mtoi wako how and when to prepare for her periods. But kuna time mimi nakumbuka nikiwa primary, the girls walikuwa wanaitwa kando time ya kupewa the sanitary pads. And when a boy child alikuwa anajaribu kwenda kuchungulia mlango, akishikwa alikuwa anapigwa vibaya sana. Hizo ni vitu za wasichana. Kwanza nyinyi boys kwa class, wasichana wanaitwa, unasikia twendeni mpewe mkate. And you just know, unajua tu boy child na chakula. Of course atakuwa curious, atakuwa na hiyo urge, kwani hizi mkate zenye wasichana wanapewa, kwa nini nisipewe? You see? So alikuwa curious. Akaenda akachungulia, but alipatikana bahati mbaya, unfortunately ile kichapo yenye alipewa. Don't you think that it's time now that the society, especially women, have to allow our boy child to wakue free now about the topics concerning menstrual health and age? When ukisema age, yani boy child anafaa aanze kufunzwa hii mambo ya period, kuongeleshwa about mambo ya periods age gani?
As early as the kid gets to grade 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grade 6, that's how, like 9 years maybe?
9 years, 10. No, grade 6 is around 10, 11. As early as that. And I think that is back then. Even as we used to be cold. And tunaenda kupewa kitu fulani. But nowadays, mostly I see when the girls are being given pads, boys are being given boxers. So I think they have that class together. I've never done this, but I've seen with my friends who do the pads distribution. They tag along boxers. So when they have these talks with the girls, they also educate the boys, and pia wanapata boxers, au wengine wanapata mkate.
Sure. And what would you like to tell the mothers out there who are still thinking that opening up to their little boys about the menstrual cycle, it's like exposing them to something more like maturity, like akianza kujua about menstrual health ataanza kufuatilia wanawake, because I'll have to explain, I'll have to talk to him about the structure, the pregnancy and all those. So what can you tell these mothers?
Please don't shy off.
Okay.
Do not shy off. It will save us a lot of time in the future explaining to your now grown son that periods iko hivi na hivi na hivi. You see, times are changing.
It's true.
Okay.
Times are changing.
Okay.
Raise them like you're raising someone's husband.
Exactly. Raise them like I am raising my son to be a responsible man, to be a responsible boyfriend, to be a responsible husband in the near future. So don't shy off.
Sure.
Yeah.
And back to you, Comfort, concerning the video that we have watched. We tulikuwa tunaongelea about the young boys being told about the menstrual health. Now you see, in this scenario, it is a dad who didn't even have any clue about the periods of her daughter. But we assume that this guy has a wife. Don't you think that even wives should educate their husbands on the menstrual health awareness, something like that?
That's an interesting topic, point you're raising there. And maybe allow me to throw it to Moses, because Moses is in that field where he's distributing the pads to the girls. Okay. I don't know, do you even educate them or teach them, train them how to wear the pads? Do you do that yourself, or you have to get ladies to do that?
No, we do it. And I'm also proud of someone that I would like to mention to the audience. He's called Mr. Pads, you know, and he's dedicated this, you know, to be doing this every weekend, you know, and girls are taught and shown how to do it. And I think it will also be good for men to benefit from such. You see, this conversation, we never used to have them, where men are taking lead role or men are coming in, you know, to such conversation. So I feel that we have a responsibility, and also wives at home, don't be shy to train or to teach your man. I know you have a lot of responsibility being a woman in that house, but I'm adding you one. Just teach your man on how to handle your daughter. And also, whenever these things happen in your absence, you know, you might be in the maternity ward, just like what happened from the video. And the man is there. Maybe you guys don't have a house help, you know, and you need someone to train your man. Yes.
There are actually people who have male house helps.
Oh, see,
So imagine your wife is on maternity,
yes.
and the house help is maybe the gardener.
Exactly. And he doesn't have this information. You can imagine, you know, the emotional damage that we are having or we are doing to our children or our girls at that age. So as said by Comfort, we all have this responsibility. Remember, menstruation starts with men. Even the word itself, menstruation. Okay?
Get
so
that right.
it means we are party to this, and we are just not the provider. Things are changing. We are also teachers. You know, we are also we also offer care. You know, and then these things are changing, and we have this responsibility with our girls at home or even in the community. Let's just not focus on our homes. Even in our community, let's open these spaces. That's what I can share, Comfort.
Maybe just out of curiosity, my curiosity, when did you get this courage and the confidence to engage in such matters? Was it something that happened to you personally in life? Or was it a gap that you saw in the society and sought to fill it?
One, there's that gap, and it still exists. And even my audience is aware. Number two, I'm a father of girls. You know, there are those whom I live with, there are those whom I don't live with. So if I'm not responsible to that, you see, I have a responsibility to do. Number three is that our community has given us that space, simply because there's a need, as we've shared. So we have that responsibility. We take it upon ourselves to ensure that we trickle down, you know, this information. So to me, those are the major three reasons why I took up this.
And I'm also assuming it had to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's this point you decided, let me stand in this gap, and I tend to imagine you faced a lot of backlash from especially from the men. I don't want to assume your age, but you seem like you're from the generation that hata kuingia kitchen was a problem.
Yes.
So how did you go about it? Because there could be someone watching us and they're willing to dive into it, buy the pads, understand the cycle, but then they're thinking, wanaume wataniona aje? You know, you may be told uko na umama. So how did you deal with that? Maybe give them, you know, some points or something to put in the pocket, ako kakad ka kusema, if Moses did it, I can also do it. How did you go about it?
Yes, true. One, it's not easy. That one I like to share with my audience. Why it's not easy is some of the names or some of the branding that comes. Uko na umama, unabeba vitu za wamama, unanunua vitu za wamama. Wachia wamama space yao waende wajinunulie vitu zao. You know, because that's what our society has taught us. You know, that sanitary towel inafaa iende inunuliwe na wanawake, sio wanaume. You know, and that's something that you will have to face. You know, if in case you feel inspired to start doing that. But in case you are doing it, you owe no one explanation, you owe no one apology, but you owe your daughter or your wife or your woman dignity that you know, she deserves when she undergoes, you know, that process. Yeah. So I have an obligation. Where did it start? This started way back when, you know, girls who I used to teach Sunday school so many years back, and you'll see girls isolating, you know, themselves. And if you go deeper to check, they'd started their menstrual, you know. And remember, sometimes surviving the ghetto is not easy, because even your mom is not there. She's out there in the market. Your dad alienda mjengo, atarudi jioni usiku. Okay, so you're at the mercies of your neighbors, your friends, your teacher, or any other. So it's something I saw, and I said, no, I had a responsibility. I had a responsibility to talk to parents about it. I had a responsibility to act whenever I have money and there's need for sanitary towels. I buy, you know, or we mobilize our community. And I'm also grateful to my community. Whenever we mobilize them around sanitary drive, they respond in handy. So it's something I'm proud of. I know there are other organizations who are doing a lot when it comes to this. So it's something that I am proud of. So it's an initiative. It's a deliberate initiative I took when I was a Sunday school teacher. Because if a girl undergoes menstrual at that younger age, they will always withdraw.
Yes. And Moses, you've said you are a Sunday school teacher. Yes. I'm trying to relate this concept of menstruation and religion, because there's this book in the Bible that said that women who are, when women are on their periods, they are unholy, unclean. Yeah. So as a Sunday school teacher, what's your take on this? Does religion mislead people when you bring it to our modern world of technology?
This is a topic, I know it's a very controversial and sensitive topic when religion comes in, but we have to uncolonize religion. You know, we have to uncolonize religion and take up our responsibility. And that's what has created fear even for men to date. You know, religion has limited us. God has not limited us, just to be clear. But religion wants to limit us with some things. Even in the role of women, some religion want to limit us. But God has not done that.
Okay, and from your point, I'm getting that in as much as there's fun in menstruation, like the mood swings, the chocolates, and all those stuffs, we're coming to get something that is a challenge to women, something that is known as stigmatization. And menstruation usually comes with a lot of stigmatization. And the saddest part about this is the stigmatization mostly comes from men. And to those men who are out there and think that menstruation is an abnormal or something that is unnatural, I have a funny fact for you. Did you know? Did you know that other than women, apart from the women that we have, other species of mammal, such as the elephant, the female elephant, the spinny mouse, the monkeys, also have periods? Did you know? Helen, did you know? Moses and Comfort, did you know? Ama ukiona monkey ni ndizi tu unaipea. Wezi fikiria, next time ukiangalia hii monkey, jua that this monkey also undergoes the same process of menstruation like women, or even kind of differ, but the monkey still undergoes it. The elephant shrew, that's the female elephant, and also the speedy mouse. So question to you, did you know?
I have
question
just
to you,
known.
the viewer.
I have just known.
Today you are years old when I knew that.
Okay.
That's a
So
nice
I'll-
one. Today
I would like us to touch on the stigmatization matter that comes with the menstruation cycle. To our ladies, have you ever faced stigmatization, or have you ever experienced a lady who undergone stigmatization? And I believe that the ladies, kitu yenye mnaogopanga mostly, or most ladies or some ladies kenye uogopa mostly ni ile yenye ina happen imekam unprepared, especially for the ones experiencing irregular periods. Then you're in a public place, then again kwanza inakuanga mbaya umevaa white, then again the period just imekusurprise tu pia wewe. Alafu the saddest part is imehappen hivyo venye imehappen, then kuna wanaume hapo wanakutusi, ona venye unakaa wewe ni mchafu, toka hapa endo uoge. Endo uoge, toka hapa. How careless can you be? Evil. That is stigmatization. So if you have not faced stigmatization, have you experienced such a thing? To maybe it happened to your friend, and how did they manage to cope up with it? Because the stigmatization can cause depression. It can even lead to suicide. Because why I'm saying it can lead to suicide is because umezaliwa, umejipata we ni dem, then inafika age ulikuwa umezoea we uko tu normal, like you are playing with the little boys, you are a little girl, then at a certain age unashtuka umeanza kuona some changes. What's enough, it's in blood, and you have to isolate yourself. And the boys you are seeing as friends tend to isolate you somehow, or if they're not isolating you, they're stigmatizing you because of the kitu yenye imekuhapenia natural. So what do you have to say about this?
Personally, I have never experienced stigmatization. Big up to my mom.
Okay.
She taught me this early. And I wouldn't lie. I have never seen someone who has been, personally, I've never seen someone who has been stigmatized because of their, so I have little or no knowledge
Okay.
about that. So when I passed to say,
Now, me, what I've seen is a situation where it has happened, then you've been informed, then you feel ashamed. Okay. The discomfort, you feel like, okay, I've identified, I've seen that happens a lot. So I like to urge men, or even ladies, how you inform, a lady or a girl, of that is also very important, because that can really affect the person. So how you inform, how you cover up, how you stand in is very, very important. To me, that's what I can share. But I've not witnessed, the one I witnessed is a long time ago, but it was, honestly, people laughed. We were kids, and you could see other boys laughing and pointing fingers at.
So what had happened to that girl?
She started, she had blood.
It happened
She had blood stained in school uniform. Yeah. So how that was handled, that time, people laughing. But again, it's because people didn't have all this knowledge. But since we are here and we are informing each other, you should be alive and alert how you are, informing or letting the girl know that she's undergoing, she's going through the process.
Okay, what about you, Comfort?
Well, I have not faced the stigma. I think I'm blessed for that. I've shared this with friends before, and I tell them when I first had my periods, I went to my dad. So he got.
Okay, tell us about the experience.
No, my dad was teaching in the same school that I was studying in, and so by that time, I didn't know who else to go to. My mom was not around, but my dad was around. So I went to my dad, and he arranged for me to get pads from the school. Also, the school setup we had, there was a lot of training, even from class 4. There was training on how to put on your pad, and who to go to, and what to have in your bag to prepare for that time. The only thing I feel like was not tackled well is that when these sessions were happening for the girls, the boys were left in class. And so, the curiosity that builds up, especially with the young boys, that curiosity, wameenda kuambiwa nini. So some of them, out of curiosity, would try and sneak into that place, ama kuchungulia kwa dirisha, just hang around to hear what you're being told. And once they've had a gist of what you're being told, they now start making fun about it. You'd find someone with, you remember the Colgate that was red? Ilikuwa itwa Closer. Yeah, that was red. They'd come with it, put it on the desk, alafu kiketi without knowing, your dress will look like you've soiled it. So that was one of the things I saw happening. But it was just young boys and girls making fun. The other thing I feel like has been some sort of stigma is it's not fair and it's not equal at the workplaces. When you're a little girl or when you're in school, you can always say, I'm not feeling well, and you're allowed to stay at home for some time until you can't, until your menses are over and you're not in that pain. But growing up, I've found myself in situations where I have to work even while I'm feeling pain. So I feel like that in itself is a stigma, because I have to perform the same way a guy colleague is performing, despite the fact that I'm in pain at that point. So I think that's something we should tackle.
Okay, Comfort. So still on stigma, I am trying to figure out ways on which we can help our men cope up with, try to make them avoid to stigmatize our ladies. So I want to try to use this example about, we all assume that men have zero knowledge about menstrual cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But try one day, call that your boyfriend or your husband and tell him, babe, I think this month nimemiss period zangu. Utajua hapo ndio wanaume wanaelewa.
Ashajua hata cycle yako.
Ataanza time mwenyewe kufeel hiyo period. Ati babe, unakumbuka last time tuli spend together? Yeah, sure, nakumbuka. Then babe, kuna kitu nataka kukuambia. Can I tell you, na usikasirike, lakini babe, I think period zangu nimemiss period zangu. Utasikia una think hapo umemiss. Hebu kuwa serious. Tunaongelelea mambo serious hapa. That is when you'll know that men understand more about menstrual cycle. So what I'm trying to bring into
inanzanga na babe, we need to talk.
we need to talk. We need to talk. Boychild anaanza kusweat. So reason yami kuleta hii issue, yani hii example ni natry kufikiria do men, for them to be educated about to stop stigmatization, lazima watumie hard measures, because hii ndio dema miss itakuwa ni sex na it will be the hard way, especially if the guy ana job and now atakuwa amepata responsibility ingine. Yeah.
Here I've just remembered something. Anyway, on stigmatization, I think men are getting knowledge on it and they're learning a lot. There's a Facebook short that I saw recently, just the other week. There's a lady who alieka, I think ni Twizo, akatembea where men are. And I saw men taking whatever they could to cover her.
Wow.
It was on Facebook. They covered her. So she did it on, I think those were 4 men, and that could clearly tells you that men are getting to know that period iko hivi na hivi. They shouldn't be stigmatized. They shouldn't do what. Yeah.
So they can understand simply.
Yeah, they can understand.
Okay, nice story.
Your story. Your story, ya babe, ati nimemiss period. Unaambiwanga, I'm not worried. See, I know your period inakujanga hivi. You just be patient. Itakuja. So I think men know. They know. Ni tu wanajifanyanga kidogo, but they know. They understand. Because they're surrounded with women. They're colleagues. At work, they're women. They have kids who are girls. They have mothers. They have sisters. So they know these things. Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately we are coming to the end of our show today. It has been a very good show. I hope hata ukiwa hapo home umelearn vitu mingi sana concerning the menstrual cycle, the rights that are coming with the menstrual cycle, and all that you need to know about the menstrual health. And if you haven't had enough of this, stay tuned in the S3XPLAINED, because our next episode, it will get even hotter than this. We are talking sex, we are talking love, and we are talking reproductive right health, right here, clear, unfiltered, and raw. So stay tuned to our next episode this coming Friday from 2 to 3. So last words from our guest, then Comfort will wind up the show for us. Last words to your viewers.
To my viewers, menstruation period it's a normal thing. It's something that we shouldn't stigmatize people around us. And to women, let us talk these things to the most inner circle. That is our daughters at home, our nieces, our aunties. Let us make it like just a subject, like any other subject that we'd want. And to our men, please give us room to explain to you our feelings, our mood swings. Just give us room to explain what menstruation period is. Yeah.
To you, Moses.
Thank you. To men, remember it's menstruation, so you have a responsibility. To our mothers, our wives, our girlfriends, you have a responsibility to enable us to understand about your menstruation. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you've had it here at S3XPLAINED. Thank you so much, our guests, for your time. Thank you so much. And as we wind up, I'd like to make this a call to action, or a call for action. We through research we've seen that there are countries like Scotland that have provided free period kits for their citizens. Like, they can access, as long as you're experiencing menstruation, you can access the pads for free, just like the condoms are free in Kenya. So maybe to our policy makers, please allow the girls and the women to go through this difficult phase of their lives without having to worry about the finances on this, because we all know that there are even young girls who have even had sex just to afford a packet of sanitary towels. So let it be a call to action, and I hope you have learnt a lot. So keep it sex-plained, stay informed, and stay woke. Adios.